welcome to week 10, day 4. Today, we are going to continue our learning about money. So our learning goal for today is I can identify the number of pennies equivalent to a nickel, a dime, and a quarter. What's that word equivalent mean? It's a very big word for a kindergartner. So equivalent means equals to. So today we're going to talk about how many pennies equals to a dime, a nickel, and a quarter. So equivalent equals to, same value as. Okay? Alrighty, so I have some play money in my hand. I'm holding it like this so you can see that it is play money because we know that all our coins are different sizes. These coins are the same size, but they're going to help us remember what the coins are and their value. Alrighty, so this guy, what's he called? So on the head side, you see George Washington, and on the tail side, you see a bald eagle. Do you remember? Yep. This is a quarter, and he's worth, or how much is his value? 25 cents. Okay, let's see. Alrighty. This has Thomas Jefferson on it, on the head side, and on the tail side is Monticello, or another building. He's worth, let's see if you can find that word on the coin. Right. He's worth 5 cents. Okay. This one is brown and round and has the President Abraham Lincoln on it. And the Lincoln Memorial, which is the building he's from. How much is this worth? Right. 1 cent. Okay, and so the last coin is, do you remember? So we have a nickel, a penny, and a quarter. We're missing a dime. All right, this dime has President Roosevelt on it. And on the back is a torch and some olive branches. Okay, and this coin is worth 10 cents. Alrighty, so we're going to put our play money away. And we're going to work with our real money, the money that we see every day of our lives. Okay? So we're going to get ourselves some coins because we are going to be working with the 4 coins. So as you can see, I can't put my finger and hold all 4 coins because remember they are different sizes. All right, so a penny, a dime, a quarter, and a nickel. Do you remember the nickel's face? He's a little different. Yes. Okay, so today we're going to identify how many pennies are in each coin in a dime, a quarter, and a nickel. So, first we need to remember how much each coin is worth, or the value of the coin. So a quarter's value is 25 cents. Remember? Quarter. 25 cents. Okay? So a nickel's value, so we can tell it's a nickel because it's smooth on the outside. A nickel's value is, right, 5 cents. So I'm going to put him over here because a nickel comes before 25 cents. So we have the smallest versus a penny and to the biggest, to the largest. So that means the dime, which is worth 10 cents, go in the middle. How much is a penny worth? Right. 1 cent. But we're going to use lots and lots of pennies to help us show the value of a nickel, a dime, and a quarter. Okay, so we're going to need lots of these pennies that are worth 1 cent to show each value. Okay, so a penny is worth 1 cent. So that means that we're going to have to count multiple of the pennies, more of the coins, to show 5 cents, 10 cents, and 25 cents. Okay, so let's start off with the nickel. It says nickel is worth how many? 5 cents. So if we're counting by ones, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pennies. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pennies. 5 pennies. Okay, so yes, you have the head side or the tail side. Doesn't matter which way that you use to show that 5 pennies is equivalent to 1 nickel. So 5 cent, 1 nickel. 5 cent, 1 nickel. Okay. Let's see. Let's keep going with a dime. A dime is worth how much? What's the value? Right, 10 cents. So if we had to put 5 pennies for 1 nickel, how many pennies would we need for 1 dime? Pause the video. You need to figure it out. The hint is in the value. How many pennies would we need? Great. Did you think of 10? Because 10 cents is in 1 dime. So that means 10 of these pennies is in 1 dime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 pennies is equivalent, which equivalent means equal to 1 dime. Okay, so 10 pennies or 1 dime is equal to 10 cents. All right, let's keep going. We're going to work with the quarter now. A quarter is worth 25 cents. So how many pennies would we need to show 25 cents? If pennies is worth 1 cent, how many pennies would we need to show 25 cents? Okay, great. Let's count to see if you're right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put them in 5 groups. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just like the dime. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We're going to run out of room soon. All right, let's see. 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. Look at all of those pennies. So 25 pennies equals 25 cents, which 25 pennies is the same value as a quarter. So 1 quarter, see this quarter? If you have a quarter in your pocket, is equal to how many pennies? Right, 25 pennies. All right, let's see if we can go through this again. 10 cents. If you only have 1 coin in your pocket, what coin would you have? Right, you would have a dime. But if someone says, please count pennies to show a dime, how many pennies would you need? Right, you would need 10 pennies, just like in your cents, in your value. 10 cents. Because remember, 1 penny is 1 cent. So you would need 10 pennies to show 1 dime. Okay, let's see. I have 5 pennies here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cents. What coin is equal to my 5 pennies? Right, my nickel. Okay, so 1 nickel is equal to 5 pennies. And we know this big amount right here, this big group of pennies is 25. And it's equal to 1/4. Now, if you're going to the store and you only have pennies, and they say your candy costs 10 cents, how many pennies do you need to count out? Right, 10 pennies. And you're at school and it says that your cookie costs 25 cents, but you only have pennies. How many pennies do you need to count out? Right, 25. 25 pennies equals 25 cents. So if you only have pennies and you need to count out a nickel or a dime or a quarter, then now you know how to do it, right? Great. Okay, here is your practice set for today. It says draw to show how many pennies are equal to each coin. Here it says how many pennies in a dime, how many pennies in a nickel, how many pennies in a quarter. So remember, equal to means equivalent. That was that big word that we learned in today's lesson. So you're going to need your practice set or a piece of paper. And of course, you're going to need pennies. So I found penny with the head side, and of course on the tail side is the Lincoln Memorial. But there are also pennies that have Abraham Lincoln on one side, but then have the shield on the other side. So it gives me different tail sides, so I can remember that this one is also a penny too. So I am going to use my crayon rubbings to draw to show. So if you decide that you're just going to draw it, you could just draw a circle and put a 1 cent in it. So you can show how many pennies. But let's move our coins out of the way. So remember to put your coin under your paper where you're going to color. Put 1 finger on one side and 1 finger on the other. Take your crayon and color right on top of the coin so you can see what you made. That's why it's called crayon rubbing, because we rub the crayon right on the paper so we can see what's underneath. So instead of having to draw the detail in the coin, we can just rub right on top. So I'm doing how many pennies in a dime. So how many pennies are in a dime? A dime is worth 10 cents. So that means I need to draw or rub 10 pennies. Ooh. I'm going to draw another one of these. I like these. So right now I have 4 pennies. I need to keep going. Oops, I drew them upside down. That's okay. He's upside down again. And when you're doing this, you can use as many different colors as you want. But since I like the color blue, I'm going to use blue for dime. I might do a different color for the other coins. So far I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops, not yet. I got some more room over here. 9. Let's do one more shield. And 10. So I have 10 pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So 10 pennies are in a dime. Because a dime is worth 10 cents. And a penny is worth 1 cent. And then when you add them together, you get 10 cents. Let's see. I'm going to do a different color for the nickel. Let's do red. Alright. So I need 1 cent. How many pennies do I need for a nickel? If a dime is worth 10, how many pennies do I need for a nickel? Right, 5 cents. And you can put your number 5 right on the nickel so you remember how many pennies you need. And you can do the same for the dime. I gotta pick one more color because we have one more to do. I'll do brown. Then it says how many pennies in a quarter. So how many pennies in a quarter? A quarter is worth 25 cents. So I'm going to put a 25. So I know that I need to use all of this space so I can show 25 pennies. Alright, so if you don't have your practice set printed out, remember you can just use a piece of paper. Write dime at the top with your 10 cent and nickel at the top with your 5 cent, and then quarter at the bottom when you're finished with your 25 cents. So you can just draw a circle and write 1 cent, and draw a circle and write 1 cent. And so each circle represents 1 penny instead of crayon rubbing if you don't want to. Alrighty, so that is your practice set for today. Have fun, stay safe.